This is a Key Stage 3 support video for 8A nutrients. It covers the first little bit of the topic. So, there are some key terms that you need to know of for this topic, and the first one is diet. In science, the word diet means what you eat. It doesn't mean being on a calorie-restricted diet in order to lose weight. It means everything that you eat. Your diet provides all the raw materials for your body, which are needed for energy, to do things like move, keep warm and make new materials, for growth and repair, and for other aspects of health. Food substances that provide these raw materials are called nutrients, and there are several that you need to know about. The first of which is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates provide energy, and the two main types of carbohydrate you find in food are starch and sugars. Another nutrient that you need to know about is protein, which is needed for growth and repair. The third nutrient is fats. Fats are often called lipids. Some fats are a solid at room temperature, others are a liquid at room temperature, and we call fats that are liquid at room temperature oils. You also need fibre. Now, this is made up of plant cell walls. It's not actually used by the body, but it keeps us healthy by keeping food moving through the intestines and stopping them from getting blocked. Now, there are several different vitamins and minerals you need to be healthy, as well as water. Water is really important. It makes up about 65% of your body. It acts as a lubricant, which means that in joints it keeps them moving smoothly. It also dissolves things so they can be carried around the body. There's a lot of water in your blood, for example. It fills up cells so that they hold their shape, and it also cools you down through sweating. Now, how do you know if you're getting these nutrients in your diet? Well, you need to have a look at food labels. Now, there's several different layouts for food labels. One of them is shown here. This one's quite useful because it tells you the serving size that you should be using to make sure that you are eating the correct volume or mass. It also clearly states the calories. But it's that third bit underneath there where it states what nutrients are in that food. Now, this label's got a nice, neat list of them, but it's actually quite difficult to compare this label with another food. And that's because just knowing how many grams of saturated fat, for example, are in the food doesn't actually help you compare it with a different one necessarily. So a lot of food labels are actually laid out like this one. Here's one for chicken and vegetable broth. And what you can see where it's labelled number 4, nutrition, the second column along where it says per 100 grams, it lists per 100 grams how much, for example, protein is in. So it's 2.5 grams of protein per 100 grams. And you can compare this with another food label from a completely different food to see which one has got the most protein in, because you'll be looking at the same mass. Now, how do scientists know that foods contain these different nutrients? Well, there's ways of testing for them, and you need to know about 3 of them. The first one is the test for starch. Remember, starch is an example of a carbohydrate that's needed for energy. The test for starch is to add 2 drops of a solution called iodine solution. Now, the iodine solution starts out an orangey brown colour and it turns blue-black if there's starch present. The second test that you need to know about is for proteins. This time, a different solution is added, a solution called biuret. Now, it starts off a really beautiful sky blue, but after it's left in for a minute or so with a protein, it will turn a purple or lilac colour. The last test that you need to know about is the test for fats. This one's nice and simple. You take some of the dry food and rub it onto a piece of white paper. When you hold that paper up to the light, you can see that the fat will leave a greasy mark on the paper to show that there's fats within that food. So that's a quick run through of the first little bit of the 8A nutrients topic. I hope you found that helpful.